Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Apples and Ginos Fantasy Hockey Podcast. This is week 6 of Trade Talks. My name is Evan, and I'm joined by Brian and Ryan as always. And today we'll be rolling through some of our favorite trade targets, and we'll provide you some trade grades and some real trades, highlighting some players of interest in week 6 of your fantasy hockey season. Here we go.
All right. First comment up. It was posted at 7:12 p.m. already. Let's get to biz. Thanks, Blake. Thanks, Blake, for getting in the YouTube link as soon as it's posted. How's everyone doing? Brian, how are you feeling tonight?
Fired up, ready to talk some fantasy, boys.
Let's get
Evan,
to it.
What's going on?
Not much. Feeling pumped up. Love this high-octane offensive game from the Rangers and Lightning. Good stuff, guys. Feeling excited tonight.
Yeah, seems like the Rangers offense might be back. 2 games in a row. We'll see.
Yeah. You got to believe. You got to believe in Panarin shaving his head. I knew at that moment.
Yeah. All right. Let's dive into a quick question here from Dale. Dahlin and Zuccarello for Weegar and Ovechkin. Banger Cats with blocks and plus minus. Interesting. Dahlin, he's going to support his fiance, looks like. Who knows when he'll be back. And Zuccarello for Weegar and Ovi. I think I would do that. I think I might actually do that even if Dahlin were like playing right now. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think I'd do that. Dahlin's way better right now than both of them. And then the Zucchini Man playing with Kaprizov. We know they have instant chemistry. I would do that.
Yeah, same. I third that.
Yeah, and as much as there is some high-octane offense, Braden Point still with 0 points. Yes. Same with Kucherov. And Gensel's the only big guy who he scored a shorty. So good for him. Another one here from Brady McLaren. Would you do Johnston for Marchenko in a 14-man points league that doesn't value hits or plus minus? No, I wouldn't. I would hold on to Johnston. Evan, how about you?
Absolutely. I wouldn't trade Wyatt Johnston for McDavid right now. The guy's electric. No, I'm just kidding. I love Wyatt Johnston, guys. I am higher on Wyatt Johnston than I am on J-Rob. I know it sounds crazy. I just look at this guy, and he is the future of Dallas. And I think he's going to get all the run there. With him centering Rantanen now, too, like ceiling Wyatt Johnston.
Yeah, he's also averaging, 0.71 power play points a game. That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Dallas power play is lethal. With Miro Heiskanen on it, by the way, Ryan.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Imagine what it could be with Thomas Hartley.
Imagine. They'd score every time, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's get into some newsies. All right, well, Thatcher Demko, who was supposedly super healthy and 100% healthy, well, he's injured again. This time it's his groin, not his knee, but who knows how unrelated those two things are. And there is no knowledge on, if and when he's going to return. So I'm grabbing Kevin Lankinen. We saw what Lankinen can do in the starting role last season. He's not had a great season so far, but things are bound to regress back to some averages. I would be very happy with some Kevin Lankinen getting all of Vancouver's starts. And then we have Boone Jenner, the Booner. He's got an upper body injury and is considered day-to-day. In the meantime, though, Adam Fantilli, he didn't take Jenner's spot on the top power play. I believe he took Kent Johnson's spot, but he is on the top line and top power play, and all systems go on Adam Fantilli. Evan, congratulations for picking him up after I dropped him in our league. I dropped him, and then I was like, okay, it's time to get him back up, and you scooped him up right after last week's episode.
I think I scooped him up pretty quickly after you dropped him.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we got Austin Matthews. He left Tuesday's game early. He took a hit from Zadorov, went into the boards, and then he went back at Zadorov, tried to hit him, and just bounced straight off and went straight to the locker room after that. So another person who said he was 100% healthy to start the season, and now he was, we'll see if he misses time. I would bet that he misses time. And Thomas Chabot, another person who will not play Thursday, upper body injury. Boys, are injuries predictable? Are we saying injuries are predictable here? Austin Matthews, Thomas Chabot, Thatcher Demko, Dougie Hamilton.
Mark Stone,
what are we saying?
Roman Yossi.
We're going to have a debate with Nate and Blake and stating the case for predictability of these guys.
Yeah.
But
it has to be considered.
For sure. And then we got Hedman, who was a game time decision tonight, but he is out, so he's dealing with an injury. Darren Radish still in that top power play spot, and we'll see what happens for Hedman. But he was a game time decision, so it probably won't be long term. Brian, you want to take us away here?
Yeah, let's do it. We got Nichushkin has a lower body injury, no timetable for the return. I think that's the most recent update, is that he will miss some time. So those of you that were happy that he started producing, toss him on the IR spot, pick up a streamer in the meantime. Next, we got Stoli the goalie, unfortunately, was also hurt in Tuesday's game. A lot of the Leafs were dropping like flies. If you watch that game, it seemed like every other whistle someone was dropping. So really bad news considering, he has a history of injuries, but he was hurt in that game. I don't think he's going to be missing too much time, though. That's what Berube had said. He said they're still kind of evaluating, but he doesn't expect him to be out for a long time. So it might be a good reset if he's not out for a long time. Reset his game because he hasn't had a great start. And then you guys can all probably guess this, but Freddie Anderson is hurt again. Have you heard of him? Yeah, he's hurt again. He was taken out for concussion. I guess the concussion spotters took him out, but there hasn't been an update that I've seen yet. So he's back to I guess day to day. He's not out. He is out. He won't be playing. And then some news away from injuries, because that was an awful lot. We got Andrei Kuzmenko, who's back to power play 1 in LA, with Byfield being sent down to power play 2. They're interviewing the coach there, and he did say that Kuzmenko's natural fit is on a power play. So I assume he's going to get a pretty long look there. We'll see what he can do on that top power play unit. And then lastly, Ryan kind of touched on this, but Fantilli was up to power play 1, and he even scored a power play goal. So for those of you that were torn between, Monahan and Fantilli, hey, if Fantilli is available, he's also on that power play with Monahan regardless. So we love to see that. He looks like he's still playing with Marchenko. So Fantilli's available. Go snatch him up.
Yeah, he's the next Carter Gauthier. You watch.
Yeah.
109 point season.
He's better than Carter Gauthier, let's be honest with ourselves.
Yep. Alrighty. Right on. I hope you guys are enjoying this show of Trade Talks. I do want to announce a new audio addition to Trade Talks. Just to introduce our trade targets here. We got a nice little jingle. Nice. All right.
That was actually Evan singing, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah, that was Evan. I was on the guitar. Brian was on the drums. We produced it ourselves. No AI used at all. Yeah, that was fun. All right, let's get into our trade targets. All righty. So, Evan, you are up first. Who is your trade target?
Mika Zibanejad. The window may be closing here as the Rangers are kind of popping off, but if you look at what he's done on the season as a whole, it's not been, I think, what people drafted him for. But in the last 5 games, he's got 1 goal and 2 assists for 3 points in 5 games. His average time on ice, 20.87. He's got some good, pretty decent underlyings too. His on ice expected goals for per 60, 56th, 100% IPP over that time. I think Mika Zibanejad has more to give. He's shooting the puck. He's got 16 shots in his last 5 games. I think the Rangers are going to start clicking, and I think he's going to be a big part of it. And I think if you're looking to trade for a Ranger now, I think the buy low window on Panarin is obviously starting to close or closed already. So congrats to the people that did. But yeah, I think you want to get a top of that top power play. Will Cooley is getting a pretty nice look up there, even with Trocheck back, so he could be another option. But I think Zibanejad has like the safest floor. I think he's going to be a big part of the rebound here. So I'm very interested in acquiring him in a few spots.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and just I was looking into him a bit, and surprisingly, his hits have come back. He used to be someone who threw the body a lot, but the last 2 seasons, he stopped that. He got down to around 0.5 hits per game, but he's up in like 1.8 hits per game now. I don't know if that'll sustain all season, but it's definitely a nice boost, and might be a little harder to trade for him given that, but he just has 10 points in 18 games, so he's still a buy low, and I think we can see 70-point pace the rest of the way. Brian, what do you think about this trade target?
I mean, I like it. I do want to get in on any of the Rangers who are on that top power play that seem to be like locks. So if you could get a sneaky trade in there and grab Mika Zibanejad, because I know some people might be pretty frustrated with how he's done so far in the year. Yeah, I think that could go a long way. And especially if he's throwing the body a little bit too, that's super valuable.
Yeah. And he gets some shorties there too. Like he can cover some categories.
Yeah,
he can. Have you guys seen that picture floating around after Panarin shaved his head of like a AI generated all of the Rangers with their head shaved? I think if they just all did that, you know, maybe they would continue to go off. But yeah, Zibanejad has some nice locks, so I don't know that he would do that.
Yeah, I think they should. That would be the move. All right, let's move on to my trade target here. I'm mixing in a little bit of a deeper trade target. So if you're in just like a 10-man league or a 12-man league, you can disregard everything I say here probably. But if you're in a 16-man league, maybe a 14-man league, or if you're in any sort of dynasty league, listen up. We got to trade for Ryan Leonard right now, all right? Because he is getting terrible deployment. He's in the bottom 6. He's averaging around 12 and a half minutes per night. And he's still on a 40-point pace, 150 shot pace, and 150 hit pace. That's great stuff for a guy in the bottom 6 with some power play 2 time. And his per 60 numbers are pretty elite right now. He's 10th in the league in shot attempts per 60. He is missing the net a bunch, but I do think that'll he'll start hitting the net a little more on all those shot attempts. And he is 60th in the league in expected goals per 60. These are all at even strength. I think Ryan Leonard has tons of talent, and by the end of the season, he will be in Washington's top 6. Book it. You heard it here first. Maybe you heard it here second or third. I don't know, but he will be in Washington's top 6. If he starts getting 15 plus minutes a night, we should be looking at a 60-point player with 200 shots on goal and maybe 150 hits still on the season. And that would be something that is actually valuable in like a 12-man league as well. So I would frame this as a guy who's more of a long-term asset rather than an asset right now. And due to the current deployment, it's like, oh, you really want a guy in your bottom 6 on your team? Why don't I give you someone who can help you right now, who's getting top 6 deployment, like Frank Nazar or Jimmy Snuggerud, Bennett Sinecki. These are all guys that I would dangle for Ryan Leonard right now. And by the end of the season, I think we'll be laughing with some Ryan Leonard on our team.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't Ryan Leonard also spent a little bit of time already on that top line? I feel like I've seen him up there, maybe for a little bit, but the fact that he is getting any sort of exposure to the top lines there, I think bodes well for the guy, because I think even in a 12-team league, you might not be trading for him right now, like a redraft league right now, but he could be a great stream as well.
I mean, maybe it was like one game, because his most consistent line mates are Hendrix Lapierre and Sonny Milano or Justin Serdif. So, but right now we have Anthony Beauvillier on that top line, and I think that is a place that Ryan Leonard can get to. Evan, Definitely. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm all about Ryan Leonard. I agree with you on him getting top line too. It doesn't make sense that they have him, up there, but I I think too, like the way I look at it is like, and I know this is going to sound grim for Ovi owners, but if Ovi does start slowing down more, or they hinder his deployment, or even gets injured, I know he's been relatively healthy throughout his career, but I could totally see them putting Ryan Leonard on that top power play if that happens. So again, just a deeper cut. I'm not wishing injuries upon anybody. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah, not like Dougie Hamilton.
Not quite like that. I don't. There's just bad juju out there, man. You guys want to get into some more comments real quick before we head to yours, Brian? Perez just traded Sherwood, Schmaltz, Wallman, and Lehkonen for Nikic, Scheifele, and Sider in a points league where goals are 3, assists 2, hits 0.5, shots 0.5, blocks 0.5. Thoughts? A+ and fleece job. I think we move on from that, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get
yeah.
Scheifele, and Sider. Yes.
That was that league manager vetoed.
Are we sure hits aren't 5 and they're actually 0.5? Because no.
Yeah, there's no way that goes through.
Kiefer Sherwood is what? Kiefer Sherwood's the main piece with Schmaltz for Nikic and Scheifele. Yeah, this is I don't know about this trade. I wouldn't like to see that trade in my league, that's for sure.
Did you happen to be in first place trading with the person in last place, maybe?
Yeah.
Dawson, I traded Leo Carlson for point. It has aged poorly so far. Will it get better? I think I would have made that trade in a heartbeat. So yeah, I think it is going to get better. It's frustrating with point, but it will get better. And I think come season's end, I think that will be fine. But yeah, Leo Carlson is definitely doing the thing, but he's no Braden Point yet.
Yeah, you also need Kucherov to pick it up so that Point can start producing. And Point has always been very reliable, so I'd imagine that bounce back for sure.
RST, is Jordan Kyrou worth a mid-priority waiver claim in a 12-man league? I think
that's
so.
That's a Brian question.
Yes. That's so funny. The trade target last week gets scratched, but yes, absolutely.
I definitely think so, yeah. Let's see. Just traded Kindle for Michkov, Bushbaum. Yeah, huge W. I do like Kindle, but Michkov is definitely the more talented player right now. And I think he's starting to kind of find his footing after taking 4 months off of hockey, just playing video games and eating a bag of Cheetos all off season. But
I think season long Michkov is better, but I think Kindle playing with Crosby right now on that power play is probably going to give you more of a return right now.
Sure. Like that. Dale Markwick, would you give up Gunther and Heineman for Slafkovsky and Meyer? Bangers Cats with blocks and plus minus. Yeah, probably. Slav and Meyer both bang. And Meyer is getting a little bit more look on that top power play now. And I think he really I'm really hoping that it sticks at some point because the Dawson Mercer show is great, but I think everyone and their mother would want Meyer on that power play.
Timo time.
It's Timo time, and that's for sure. Timo, I think, is probably more valuable than Dylan Guenther right now. Guenther had a 1 game on the second power play unit, but he's right back up on the top unit. But honestly, it's Timo time. He's on the top power play, and I'm overreacting and saying that he will be there all season, and he's a 70-point player again. Book it.
The overreaction. I love that. Lucio, thoughts on dropping Door or Hurdle next week? They would ride my pine all week. 10-man head-to-head. Best guys available. Cooley, Fantilli, Byfield, Askarov, Besser, Burakovsky, Toffoli, etc. I would absolutely drop Dorothea for Fantilli personally. What about you guys?
10-man head-to-head.
Yeah, I don't think that the 10-man leagues you need to hold on if it's a 2-game week for Vegas. Hurdle I would hold on to. I don't know. It's 10-man leagues. It depends how deep your rosters are. I can't give an answer here.
And the scoring too. I guess if goals are worth more, then Dora would be worth more in power play points. But I certainly think out of that group, Fantilli for me is the insta add. Cooley's interesting too, especially in Bangers Cats, but. Sam King traded away Mercer for Fiala points league. Wow, you just got Ryan's attention. Head-to-head goals, 2 assists, 1 plus minus, etc. 5. What do you guys think of my trade? It just went through. I think you should be grabbing that ticket and running through the streets, waving it around. Ryan?
Yeah. That's. I would be so happy if I could do that in any of my leagues. Congratulations, Sam. You just That's an A plus.
Brian, A plus booms.
Yeah, boom! You got all the booms there.
Joshua pulled this off yesterday in my league. Sold high on Dostal, and I think I got a haul going 0G, so the value is huge for me. Wondering what your thoughts are. Morrissey and Cooley for Dostal. Yeah, I think in any league you'll take a high-end defenseman and a PP1 banger for a goalie, even if it is a good goalie. So yeah, I love that.
Yep.
Max, need some advice on who to trade for. My team is too deep where Zuccarello is in my streamer spot. Have guys I can part with like Aho, Barzal, Nichushkin, Wilson, Patty Kane, 10-team APL scoring. Difficult question. I don't really see just who to trade for. I don't know. You guys see anything different in this question?
You're not going to want to part with Aho. Are you looking to trade away Aho for something?
Need some advice on who to trade up for. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, there's a lot of options. We'll get into it. Right?
Narrow this list down for us.
All right, Ryan. Ryan, we want to get into yours.
Yeah, let's do it. My trade target right now is Evan Bouchard, and really the reason I want to talk about Evan Bouchard is there is such a bad narrative going around about Evan Bouchard. I don't know if you saw the clips of McDavid yelling at him. You've heard so many people just be so negative about him. I've seen in the Discord people are like, "Hey, I don't know, do Evan Bouchard." I was looking at Evan Bouchard's stats; they're not horrible. First of all, second of all, look at Evan Bouchard. Edmonton's power play we know is excellent. I'd imagine it could get even better with Hyman when he comes back. Bouchard's not really factoring into too many of the power play goals this year. I think that's just going to change. That's going to even out. If you watch the power play, it goes from McDavid to Bouchard, McDavid, Draisaitl, and then in the net or find someone else. So he's going to get some points there. His shooting percentage is running hot actually right now. In fact, he did score tonight, which is huge. Scoring chances are a little down, but I think he's just such a valuable defenseman to have on your team. Shooting a little bit less right now as well, but all of those things I think they're going to come back. They're going to rebound a little bit. He's averaging in terms of his point production is a little bit lower than it was last year, and again, I think that's going to even out the way as he kind of gets a little more involved in terms of the points on the power play. So if you can get Evan Bouchard off someone's hands now that are maybe listening to the news narratives instead of the fantasy narratives surrounding Evan Bouchard, that could go a really long way for you. I'd love to have him on my team.
Yeah, I love that as a target because it's really just you're buying low on McDavid and Draisaitl, who aren't tearing up the league like we've seen them be able to do in the past. And if someone owns Draisaitl or McDavid, they're not selling low. They're just not. But if they own Bouchard, they might. And as soon as Draisaitl and McDavid start going nuts and possibly getting 2 points a game for stretches, Bouchard will get right back to like a point per game pace during those hot streaks. So I love this as a trade target.
Same. Bouch bombed this game. He did it. I mean, he's actually I don't know. I always thought he's more talented than kind of let on offensively. There's been so many games where he can actually still not even just pass it to McDavid and Draisaitl, but actually do stuff and change the course of the game. He's got a great shot. He's got some talent in hands. I know everyone's seen that goal last year. I think we brought up against Ottawa, the toe drag. I'll never forget it. You're just watching that wow, he has that in him. So
you thought it was McDavid, and then you're like, wait a minute, that's a 2.
Yeah,
there we go.
All right, so let's get into some trade grades. If you don't know yet, you could submit your trades for us to grade in the Discord. Get on into the Apples and Geno's Fantasy Hockey Discord. It's been said to be one of the best fantasy hockey Discord in the world. I think it was the Toronto Star actually came out and said that yesterday, actually, breaking news. So get on into the Discord and submit your trades to us in the mailbag and we'll go over them.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you put that in. I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to have the music here. So well done, Ryan.
People are going to be watching a full snippet of that for Spotify listeners on their way to work.
Yes. All right. Trade number 1. This one's an interesting one. It is a keeper league, and it's a deep one. We have a 16-team keeper league. We have categories: goals, assists, power play points, defense points as an extra. shots, hits, and plus minus. So first up is me. Oh, here's the trade, guys. And this is submitted by Goozy. We are giving away Jared McCann, Marco Rossi, and a first-round pick, which I'm assuming is after, the 5 keepers are kept. So it's really a 6th-round pick in true like redraft value. And we are receiving Sebastian Aho and a 10th round pick. Alrighty. So I'm giving this one a B. I like this trade. I would do this trade. I really like Sebastian Aho in this league, given the plus minus as a category. And it seems like you're just giving away what seems like nothing and your first round pick, and you're getting a great, point per game, 75 point pace player in Sebastian Aho and a 10th round pick. So it's great. You're really going for the win. The only issue that I have here, and the reason I don't have it as an A, is I don't think Jared McCann is a nothing. He's injured right now. I think people have forgot about him. He is Seattle's best player, and when he's back, I think he can surprise a lot of people. So I wouldn't be tossing Jared McCann in there. I think you can get this trade done without Jared McCann, and that's just why it's a B for me. Brian.
Yeah, so Brian's boom here. I gave it a B plus. So what that means for me is that I like it a little bit more than Ryan. Reason being, I see a couple things. Yeah, you're going to be giving away McCann, which does hurt a little bit. He's hurt right now. Last year he had a down year. I don't know what he's going to be like when he comes back from injury, if he's going to still be the same kind of production he was doing at the very beginning of the year. And guys, he was electric to start the year, so it's really sad to see him on the IR. But Marco Rossi here, I saw it last year. He was getting Joel Eriksson Ek played over top of him with Kaprizov. Right now he's with Kaprizov, Rossi, and was with him a lot last year. But I think that could also change a little bit throughout the year. Whereas getting Aho here, he's going to be a lock at the top line, first line center. He's going to be playing with the best talent there for most of the year, if not the whole year there. He's really the only one who gets a lot of ice time in Carolina. So I just think you're going to be getting the best player in this trade, and I'm more than happy to do that. Oh, and I should also mention there's still a lot of uncertainty with the actual first round, 10th round. So why not?
Right on.
Yeah. If Ryan thinks that McCann is something and Brian's a little bit lower than that, I think McCann is nothing. I think McCann's production has steadily declined the past few seasons, and being on Seattle is just a fantasy drain. So yeah, I don't really know what to think of McCann at these days, but I do know what to think about Aho, and Sebastian Aho is the player as Brian described on Carolina. So yeah, I certainly like this trade quite a bit. I give it an A.
Right on. All right, you want to take us into the next one?
Yeah, real quick, I'll hit some more comments. Don't tase me 19. Jeek and Sanderson for Tavares and Lacombe. I don't know. I'll throw it to you, Brian.
No. I don't want to give up Jeek and Sanderson for Tavares and Lacombe. I think Jeek has a lot of upside if he can stay healthy. I think Sanderson's the better defenseman, a lot more valuable than Lacombe. So I'll hold on to Jeek and Sanderson.
Ryan?
I agree. Sanderson is seems like he's being undervalued a lot here. And maybe you're just really after Lacombe because everyone on Apples and Ginos, including us, likes Jackson Lacombe, but don't give up Jake Sanderson.
Oh, not to mention Sanderson's going to be getting a little more time on ice with Shabbat out as well. So that could really help his stock.
There you go. Joshua Dong from me, Panarin, Luke Hughes, and Schaefer. To me, Quinn Hughes, Dorofeyev, and Harley. I guess I guess I would do that, yeah, because I like Quinn Hughes and the Harley part of it. I'd probably say yes, depending on the setup. Ryan, you?
Interesting. I'm Joshua, but I need more info here. Panarin, Luke Hughes, and Schaefer for Quinn Hughes, Dorofeyev, and Harley. I don't know. I don't know if I would pull the trigger here, but it seems fine. It seems fine to me.
Brian?
No, I'm not.
No.
I think Panarin's the best player in this deal. Although without knowing any like league settings or what, I'm just going to assume Panarin's the best player in the deal. Luke Hughes is going to get a 100-point season, right? Is that what we decided on Dougie Hamilton out? No, I'm joking. But Luke Hughes has some upside. Yeah. And then, sorry, it was Luke Hughes and Hugh? And who?
Schaefer.
And Schaefer. Schaefer's a stud, and he's getting power play 1. Harley's not getting power play 1. So, yeah, I'll stay with that.
It's fair. Fair. Kellen, I got Panarin and Morrissey for Nyes and Dougie. Banger Cats keepers. What we think? I think smash. The game's similar to the other one. Can we move on, boys?
Yeah.
That's A+. You're right on.
Easy. Here we go. Let's see. Joshua again. Who is a buy low candidate you would aim for if I was dangling Gunther? It's a good one. A buy low candidate if you were dangling Gunther.
Timo Meier.
Timo time. That's a good one. Yep. I certainly agree with Ryan there. He's got PP1, and I think I should mention for us, Brian, with Luke Hughes again, he got his first power play point on power play 1 the other day, like 10 seconds into the game, but then did nothing after that. So I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I was okay with it.
How confident are we that Zeev William gets back in the power play? Thanks for the stream, guys. From Ian Lammer. He is back. He was last game. I think they did do a little bit of splitting, though. Like, I think they did put Spurgeon back on there for another one, but I think he's back. I mean, they put him on there, and then he gets a power play point. Like, he deserves to be on there. I think he did make a few defensive mistakes, like just trying to make too many, like, no-look passes, but he deserves to be on there. Jared Spurgeon is a wet blanket on that power play. I tried trading Sam Reinhart for Leo Carlson, and the commissioner said it was unfair and vetoed. King of Salt. That is what we call tough. Because that is, I think that probably should have gone through. If anything, I think you're losing that, unfortunately. But
yeah, wait, was the commissioner trying to protect you, or was was the commissioner saying that no way can you give up Sam Reinhart for Carlson? I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. Let's see. Ryan O'Toole, Heiskanen for JT Miller, who wins goals, assists, points, power play points, game-winning goals, shots on goal, hits, blocks. I don't even think that's a question. It's JT Miller all day. Anyone disagree?
Oh yeah.
No, that's if he can hit the net, put it in the net.
he scored a goal in this game here where the Rangers have 5, so you'll love to see that. TW8, hey guys, I might get Reinhart for Konechny and Kadri in a 12-team keeper 5 league. Goals, assists, power play points, shorthanded points, shots on goal, hits, blocks. Need to move some guys to free up space for pretty full IR plus APL roster size. Brian, you first.
You're going to get Reinhart and you're going to give Konechny and Kadri. I like that. Yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah, that's great. You're freeing up 2 for 1. I always like to do that. Mm-hmm. Grab Reinhart. He's definitely worth Konechny and Kadri right now.
Reinhart is the best player in that deal, and he also plays on the penalty kill, so that's huge in this league.
All right. One more, and then we'll get to this next one that was submitted. Andis Remitz just traded Stolars for Verhaeghe. Thoughts? I'll throw it to you first, Ryan. Tell me something good about Carter Verhaeghe, by the way.
I don't know if I can right now. I'm real worried for Carter Verhaeghe, but without your league settings, like if it's a categories league and Stolarz isn't like injured long term, I don't like this trade. If it's a points league, I do like this trade. I don't think you need Stolarz in a points league for goalies. And also this all depends on Stolarz being injured and how long he's out. So I'm worried about Verhaeghe, that's for sure. Maybe we need to bring him to court next week. Who knows?
Yeah, no, that'd be a good one. Brian, do you have any thoughts on Carter Verhaeghe?
I mean, no, but I'm worried about Stolarz too, but we don't talk about goalies here, so we'll focus on Verhaeghe.
It's a great trade, A+ in my mind. All right, next trade grade here, trade grade number 2. This is a points league where goals are 6, assists are 4, power play points are 2, shots on goal 1, hit 1, block 1. Giving away Jack Hughes, Dylan Holloway, and Nick Schmaltz, and receiving Philip Forsberg and Nikita Kucherov.
Who's first?
And I'm going to give this one an A-. I really like the trade. I think Philip Forsberg is still going to be like a 70-point guy, get 30 goals. He's going to get you like the hits, shots. Kucherov's going to turn it around. he's going to turn it around, and him and Jack Hughes are probably going to be closer than people would have thought at the beginning of the season. I think Kucherov's days of getting 140 points are likely behind him in my estimation, but he could still easily get like 110 points, 100 to 110 points. And I think Jack Hughes is still a little bit of ways from that. Dylan Holloway has started to show signs of life with St. Louis, but Nick Schmaltz has cooled off with the rest of Utah, and I don't think that either of them are worth the Forsberg part in this trade.
Yeah. I love this trade. Boom. Let's get the boom here. The reason being, one, you're going to free up a roster spot, and you're going to get two players that could be better than all of those guys there. Kucherov has started the slowest maybe he ever has. Like, he is not off to a good start. Trust me, I know. I have him in a couple spots, and it hurts. But Forsberg, even when he's not scoring, he's going to give you so much value in this league. He hits. He shoots. He'll score some goals, which is very valuable. Jack Hughes, for all we know, he could get hurt tomorrow. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen, but yeah, that's the case there. Nick Schmaltz definitely going to continue to slow down. At the beginning of the year, he was what, top 5 in most leagues. Like, that's crazy. That's not Nick Schmaltz. He'll slow down. Dylan Holloway, he plays on St. Louis, and to Ryan's point, we hate St. Louis, I guess, collectively. So I just think it's much more important here to free up a roster spot, and you're going to get 2 studs in return. So I'll take that all day.
All right. Yeah, I'm in agreement here with both you. I'm giving this an A-. Again, you're buying low on both Kucherov and Forsberg. The reason I have this as a minus, though, I really like what Nick Schmaltz is doing. I think that, he's not going to get above a point per game to finish the season, but I do think we could see 70-point Nick Schmaltz instead of 63-point Nick Schmaltz, and his shot rates are up, his on ice numbers are up, and yeah, things just look great in Utah. And I don't think any of us really expected him to lock down that top power play all season, but it really looks like he will. Then again, we're getting Nikita Kucherov and Philip Forsberg, and we're doing this all day. So, but I do just want to shout out my boy Nick Schmaltz, who I think isn't just a sell high.
Fair point.
All right, Brian, you want to take us into trade 3, which was submitted by someone with your namesake?
Yeah, copyright infringement here. Yeah, so this one is a 12 teams Cats league. So we got goals, assists, power play points, shorthanded points, game-winning goals, shots on goal, hits, blocks, and penalty minutes. You're going to be giving away Mitch Marner and Thatcher Demko, and you're going to be receiving Batherson and Blackwood. Am I first on this one? I am. Okay, so I'm going to give this one, a little boom. I am making this trade. I don't like to be giving away Marner per se, because he puts up a lot of points, but he also doesn't do anything peripherally. So I'm okay with that. Whereas in return, you're going to be getting Blackwood, who's going to probably play more games than Demko on a better team. So I feel a little more confident in the Goldie Cats on that front. And then Batherson, he is on a heater. He's playing really well. A lot of the offense is running through Stützle and him. So I like to see that. And he's going to shoot more than Marner. He's going to hit more than Marner. So I think you're going to be getting a good value there. So yeah, that's really it. Marner doesn't really cover periffs, and Demko is hurt already, and we don't like to see that. So I'll give this a B+.
Yeah, I'm copying Brian here with the B+, so small boom, but it's Evan's edge, so I can't do the boom. Sorry.
Copyright infringement. Yeah.
Yeah, basically everything that you said. I'm assuming that this was made prior to the Demko injury, of course. But even so, I think that Mitch Marner, it's kind of weird what he's done with Vegas so far. I know Mark Stone's been injured and stuff like that too, but yeah, he hasn't been the same return I think people that draft him thought he was going to be. I really do like Batherson. I think he's super underrated in a lot of leagues, especially categories leagues. It is interesting what they're doing in Colorado with Blackwood, because Wedgwood's even getting more starts now than Blackwood. I think they're kind of trying to slowly get him back in, but he definitely hasn't looked as good as Wedgwood of late. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of carries out. But I do believe that in a categories league, he will be very helpful, because he had good stats last year with Colorado. And if he is truly healthy, I think he should get it.
One thing we should mention, though, with this trade specifically, is some other things that happen in the background with this guy's team. So He recently traded away Nyes and Zibanejad for Panarin and Trocheck. So really the point of this trade is really hoping Batherson can replace the Cat coverage. So that's something we need to take into consideration, I guess, when we're evaluating this.
Fair
Yeah.
point.
Right on. Thanks for that context. All right. So I'm in disagreement here. I'm giving this one a C. Although with the Demko news, Demko being injured, I would totally give it a B+ and do this all day. But I'm assuming we didn't know that Demko was injured here, and I would be giving this a C. I just think Mitch Marner, I don't know if you're not happy, but he's on a 104-point pace. And if you're in a Banger Cats league, if you drafted him, you weren't expecting him to fill hits or blocks. So he's doing what you expected him to do, and he can pick up shorthanded points. He plays on the penalty kill, and I think him with Jack Eichel is they're crushing it, and they're on the same line together right now. And I just like Mitch Marner way too much. And Demko, before he was injured, I think there's not much of a case to be made for Blackwood that much more better than Demko here. Demko has shown to be a Vezina caliber goalie. He just needs to be healthy, which we know he's not healthy now. So who knows? I just wouldn't. The upgrade here is the goalies. You're not getting an elite goalie. You're not getting Hellebuck. You're not getting that might be the only goalie that I'd give up Mitch Marner for. So I'm not doing this trade.
Interesting. See, Brian and I had the foresight, Ryan, that Demko was going to get injured because we believe that injuries are a real thing.
Yeah, I don't believe
future episode.
They're faking. They're faking these injuries.
And I also want to point out, you don't have to, continue to love Mitch Marner. He's gone, Ryan. He's not on Toronto anymore. You don't have to.
No, I'm telling you, I hate Mitch Marner. So this is my unbiased take. I just like that he's gonna put up 100 points. I just like that.
That's fair. You can like him for fantasy purposes.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have a trade that was submitted by Mojo Jojo, and this is a two-parter. He made two separate trades, and we're gonna grade them. This is a points league where goals are 6, assists are 4, plus minus is 2, power play points are 2, shots are 0.9, and blocks are 1. Oh, okay. So this is a Yahoo public paid league, and the goalie Cats of the Yahoo public leagues, wins are 5, saves are 0.6, a goal against is -3, and a shutout is 5 as well. That comes into context because we got some goalie trades here. So in the first trade, we are giving up Matt Boldy and Lucas Dostal, and we're getting Connor McDavid and Alex Lyon. So right now, I'm basically ignoring Lyon, and we're giving up Boldy and Dostal for Connor McDavid. And yeah, that's an A+. I'm giving that an A+ all day. The second trade here is Nico Hischier for Andrei Vasilevsky. So you gave up Dostal, you replaced him with Vasilevsky. You gave up Boldy, you replaced him with Connor McDavid. You also had to give up Nico Hischier. In my books, all of this together is an A+. So congratulations. You must be crushing this Yahoo paid league, and you're in for some money at the end of the year, I think. Brian?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of want to up this now to an A+ because, I love Nico Hischier, but I don't know what's going on with Nico Hischier. I really don't. First of all, looking at the Boldy and Dostal, I look at it the same way as you look at it, Ryan. It's really Dostal and Boldy for McDavid, and I will take McDavid all day if someone offers me that. And then if you're losing a goalie, you replace it with Vasilevsky, which is an upgrade at that position than Hischier is at his position. So I think this is an A+. I'm absolutely doing this trade all day.
Yeah, A+ from me as well. Yeah, you're getting McDavid. That's the end of story, really. Even if you just did Boldy, Dostal, and Hischier for McDavid, you could just call it an A+. But I will say, I thought I kind of looked at it as two separate trades. I don't like Hischier straight up for Vasilevsky, but in total of what he's getting, absolutely. Nico Hischier, there is something wrong with Nico Hischier, I think. I don't know if it's an injury. I don't know if it's just something with him personally, but he definitely his underlyings are terrible right now. I don't know what's going on with Nico Hischier, but it's looking great for a buy low, personally, for me. So
I'll tell you what's going on with Nico Hischier. It's Timo time. It's Timo Meier. Just as soon as the puck touches Timo Meier's stick, he's shooting it. And Nico Hischier doesn't have any opportunities to shoot because he's just passing to Timo. And Timo's taking all the shots. And then that results in either some turnovers or goals. So, yeah.
There you go.
I do also want to point out when I plugged these point settings in, which are Yahoo's standard point settings, they are pretty overpowered for goalies. So I think in a normal league, Vasilevsky doesn't look that good, but in this league where Vasilevsky he's only competing with Johansson for starts, and he's going to get the 60 starts this year. Goalies are a little overpowered in this league, and yeah, I love that. I love getting Vasilevsky here.
Yeah, I think, although right now he's not looking too hot, 6 goals
Right.
against on 18 shots from the Rangers. Let's just give some live takes here. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
that
have
might
Nancy in a
actually
spot
be
too.
that might be some negative points even in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not going to look too good.
All right. Next up, we have another deep one that is interesting. We have a 16-team league, and this is an auction league, and it's a categories league. So the Skater Cats are goals, assists, points, power play points, shorthand points, shots, hits, blocks, defense points, plus minus, PIMs, face-off wins, and average time on ice. Just about every single category that is an option, except for game-winning goals. So huge categories league, and the auction budget is $250. He said that actually goes up post-draft to $300. So if you make like trades or ads, you can go over that by $50. But you can keep an unlimited amount of players for whatever price that they're at. They increase price when they're kept by $3. But in this trade, we are giving away Dylan Cousins, who can be kept for $4, and Morgan Riley, who can be kept for $8. And we're getting Svechnikov, who could be kept for $11, and Fantilli, who could be kept for $24. And this was submitted by Swingnut. And Evan, you are up first.
I'm giving it an A, and I think I kind of know where you guys are going to go based on, spoiler alert, some of your grades that you gave. But I think Fantilli is worth the money. I really do. I really believe in him. I know that like Dylan Cousins is going to cover a lot of those for cheap. I'm not a big believer in Morgan Riley. I think, again, what they've done with OEL and giving him that power play time and, his opportunity. And plus now Austin Matthews is out. Not that we knew that before this trade, but I don't know. I think Svech is doing the stuff. Fantilli is going to do the stuff. So I like what he's getting even at the money.
Right on. All right. I disagree a bit. I am doing this trade. I gave it a B-. I am just on the cusp of doing this trade, but I'm not in love with it. I think Dylan Cousins for $4, you're keeping him all day there with his category coverage, hits, blocks, penalty minutes, face-off wins, and even average time on ice. He's getting up there. And then Morgan Riley's $8. He might be a keeper in this league. I'm not sure. I'm not in it. I would have to see the other options. But if you're just looking at the keeper value, Fantilli for $24, which is 10% of the budget. I don't think you're keeping him even if he scores 35 goals and
Worth
60 points. I don't think you're going to keep him for $24. And Svechnikov, I don't know if you're going to keep him for $11. So in my mind, this is a short-term deal. You're going for it. You're going for the win. You're getting better players now, I think. Fantilli, I love it right now. I just think that next year when you're deciding your keepers, you're going to look back on this trade and you're going to say, oh no, yeah, I don't have as many keeper options for cheap. So that's why I'm not in love with this trade.
Yeah. For me, I gave it a B+, so I would be doing this trade. My biggest hang up is also the cost associated with it. The way I look at it, why I would make this trade is I think you're going to get 2 players that are better than the ones you're giving away. So that's in the simple terms. But Svechnikov, he tends to miss a lot of games because of injuries. He's done that year over year. Cousins for cheap covers all those categories for you. And yeah, for Fantilli, $24 is a steep price to pay. But again, if you're going for it, like Ryan says, I would be making that trade because you're going to get 2 players better than the ones you currently have.
Yeah. Fantilli worth every penny.
24,000 pennies.
So
2,400.
2,400 pennies. Ryan's an accountant. I think we missed on some comments here before we get into this next one. It's Jack. Is Caulfield Dorofea for Miller? I'm assuming JT Miller. And yeah, absolutely. I don't really even care what the setup is.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Carolina's Miller.
DeAndre.
Yeah.
Armin, welcome back. Thoughts on Uyghur and Klingberg in a Cats league with hits and plus minus no blocks? Yeah, Uyghur.
Uyghur,
yeah. Yeah, that's Uyghur.
Uyghur's back on the top power play of one of the worst power plays in the league.
Yeah,
but he's back there.
They're gonna sell Rasmus Anderson, and Parekh is not shown to do anything of yet. So yeah, are Terry and Geeky sell highs? I believe so, at least a bit. I think if you can get somebody of value for them, definitely. I actually really like Morgan Geeky and what he's doing. Obviously, his shooting percentage is insane, but he's kind of just doing the thing. He's on the top line, top power play, stapled there with Pasta, and I think he's kind of just going to do what he did for the second half of the year. I would not be surprised if he's like a 30-goal, 65-point player. Terry on that Anaheim team, like they're blowing up, but I think his numbers are going to come down as well. I'm actually a little bit more excited about Geeky, despite the fact that Terry's underlyings and situation is actually even a little bit better. Ryan?
I'm a little more excited about Terry, to be honest. I actually don't think these are sell highs, just because I don't think anyone is considering these players 80, 90 point players at all. So I don't think you can sell them as that. Morgan Geeky, no one's gonna buy him at that price. So I think hold on to him and be happy with the top power play, top line role. And Terry, I think, has found great chemistry with the new superstar and Leo Carlsson, and things are running a little hot in Anaheim. They'll come back down to earth likely, but I still think Terry is one of the top 2 most talented players on Anaheim.
All right. Armin again, Roslovic a hold or drop in 14-man league when Hyman back. I think he's a drop, a 14 team, maybe a little bit of a hold. He's looks semi-decent, but I wouldn't say he's like a for sure hold to me.
I think it just depends if Hyman goes straight back to that top power play or not. Actually, I don't think Roslovic is on the power play right now, is he?
He is because Nugent Hopkins is out, I believe.
Oh yeah, I thought I checked. I thought I saw he was off it, but yeah, I would say I'd hold on to him until Hyman takes over.
Yeah, I'm holding on to him. I think he looks great. He has tonight in the first period, him and Draisaitl's been cooking on chances and expected goals. Nothing to show for it yet, but I really like Roslovic until he gets booted off. Booted out of the top 6, really.
Yeah, he does look really good, actually. Like you said, generation-wise, he's playing great with Draisaitl. Greaves the 1A, I hope so. I got him in a few spots, and Ryan's betting him on for the Vezina, so we got to hope.
Yep.
Andrew Moulton, Cooch and Tage for Sanderson, FPPL settings. That's a tough one. I'll throw it to you, Brian.
Tage.
Cooch for Tage and Sanderson. No, I still think I'm pretty high on Cooch. I don't want to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I would still. I think I'm still just looking at all these players at their draft day value. Like not much has even Kucherov. Not much has changed. Kucherov maybe in the 7-8 range instead of the 3 range, but. Would you trade your first round pick for a 3rd and 4th? I don't know if I would.
No. Yeah. Agree. This one's probably for you, Ryan. Wedgwood Dark Horse Vezina at plus 15,000 on FanDuel.
Last year I would have loved to, because I had Logan Thompson, a little bit of sprinkled at 20,000 last year, and was getting really excited for that. But Connor Hellebuck, he's just like, he's the only consistent guy. I would actually keep betting on Connor Hellebuck Vezina right now. And I think he, like, no one's gonna be as consistent throughout the whole season as Hellebuck. But here we are predicting goalies again. Why are we doing this on Apples and Ginos?
Yeah,
sorry.
until
We'll
it gets
move
until it gets to playoffs, then you can bet.
Armin, what do we do with Monahan? I think you just told him he's still top power play. He's still going to get good deployment. I still like Monahan.
Yeah.
Leshulunov a must add or similar to the Klingon. I actually like Leshulunov more than Klingberg, but his total ice time is actually insanely low. But it's really just that power play rolling, and if you can get a piece of Bedard somehow right now, I think it's good especially while he's hot. Yeah, you could do a lot.
Yeah,
worse.
He's a stream for me right now. I actually just picked him up in the APL, but like he's not a must add. He's a nice streamer on the top power play unit while he lasts there.
There you go. Christoph, planning on trading Matthews for Eichel plus Ehlers. At this point, I love that. I don't know if the other manager will think the same. If Matthews does one of these, like is managing his injury and then needs to go to Germany for a hair transplant again, I'm not about that.
Yeah. I mean, you're planning on it, but are you planning on Eichel accepting this, like the Eichel owner? I don't know.
Yeah. And then Armin, one more. Can you talk about the Ducks? Who would you trade to get Cutter and Leo? I think this question is interesting because I feel like everyone is asking this question. And the short answer is I don't think you're going to be able to trade to get these guys now because they're so hot. So you're going to be giving up too much to get them at their current. You got to wait for like a week stretch where they finally come back down to earth. And then someone gets scared that they're actually going to regress and then kind of maybe readjust. But I think, unfortunately, people in my leagues, some of these guys were their average draft position was insane. It was 15th to 20th round type stuff for some of these guys. And they're producing Celebrini and McDavid level. So, what are you going to do? I don't think you can trade for him. I don't know if you guys feel similarly.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard, but if anyone's putting them on the trade block, being like, hey, I have a top 10 player in the league, come trade for him. Maybe they would be willing to trade him for I don't know, Matvei Michkov but probably not.
I would love that. Someone send me a trade of Cutter Gauthier for Michkov.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It all depends on the manager, but yeah.
There we go. All right, back to the trade grades. Trade grade 6, we're giving away Barzal and Barbashev and receiving Sam Reinhart in a points league. Goals 4, assists 3, plus minus 1, hits 0.24, blocks 0.5.
All right.
A+. Love me some Sam Reinhart, even though he's not really doing the thing now, and who knows, kind of with Florida down the season. I mean, Brad Marchand's the best player in Florida. I don't think anyone knew that, but it's still Sam Reinhart, and I think that Barzal and Barbashev are some good players, but Sam Reinhart should start to score more goals, and this will be a great 2-for-1 in the end.
Yeah. I like this. I give it an A-. I just like it a little bit less, only because Reinhart, he has started slow. He's been picking it up recently, but I don't know. Is a lot of his production tied directly to Barkov? That would be my only concern. Other than that, you're getting the best player in the trade. You're giving up Barbashev, who is a streamer in a lot of leagues. He's been great, but probably was drafted really late. And then Barzal's putting up points, but he doesn't really do much else beyond that. So, yeah, I'll take Reinhart all day.
All right. I'm disagreeing here.
The level head.
This one,
Did you put a C when you meant to put an A, Ryan? I don't know what happened.
I'm putting a C+ here. I'm worried about Florida right now. I'm worried about Sam Reinhart and Carter Verhaeghe without Barkov. Reinhart still, last time we checked in on him, I think we had him as a buy low candidate 2 weeks ago, and he had no even strength assists. He was the only one scoring. while he's on the ice, and he still has no even strength assists. No one else can score other than him while he's on the ice. He's still getting great power play time, and nothing will change there. But yeah, I don't know how much things are going to rebound for Sam Reinhart. I see him possibly as a 75-point player, and goals are 4, assists are 3, plus minus is 1. Florida's definitely letting in a lot more goals than normal. And yeah, like Barbashev, you can consider him a full sell high here, but there's no power play points, and plus minus is a boost here. So even strength points are basically an extra point, and that is what Barbashev does. He's not on the top power play. He's just on that top line at even strength with Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner, and I really like that line. I don't think Barbashev is going to be shifted down to the bottom 6. So I think we can see some nice production from Barbashev. And Matt Barzal, he's still getting some decent points, and I think we could see a 70-point Barzal when it's all said and done. So 70-point Barzal, maybe a 60 to 65-point Barbashev with all of his points coming at even strength, and he's going to be that plus player. I don't think Sam Reinhart is enough here, so I'm not doing this trade.
It is scary for the Florida Panthers right now. Like I'm kind of scratching my head about like what they're doing. I know the Lundell line from the playoffs did really well, but it's not the playoffs. Like, can we get Anton Lundell centering Reinhart and Verhaeghe so they can all pop off? I feel like Lundell's proven he can be a facilitator, zone entries, all that. And I'm sorry, Evan Rodriguez, my namesake, that's not it. It's not it.
Yeah, I mean, Lundell is working for Brad Marchand. That's for sure.
I know, but get him up there with Reinhart and Verhaeghe, man. Like, I feel like Brad Marchand can generate enough on his own, even without Lundell, at least to be serviceable. But instead, now he's gonna, score all the goals there, I guess. But this is good for Benji Wiley here. Seth Jones for Cole Caulfield, categories, leagues, goals, assists, points plus minus, power play goals, power play assists, points, face-off wins, hits, blocks. Absolutely, I would do that. I don't know if you guys, Seth Jones is another one. Like, he's got 8 points in 16 games, and his hits, his blocks, his shots, everything peripherally's down. So
what peripherals? Yeah. Like, this guy is not doing anything.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty, we have trade number 7 here. It's a Cats league with goals, assists, points, power play goals, power play points, shorthanded points, game-winning goals, shots on goals, hits, blocks, face-off wins, and PIM. So big old banger Cats league with face-off wins and some additional goal categories as well. We're giving away Jordan Kyrou, Jesper Bratt, and Matthew Schaefer. And we're receiving Artemi Panarin, our boy, Sam Reinhart, maybe not our boy, but maybe your boys, and Thomas Harley. All righty. Well, Brian.
Yeah, I'll kick it off here. It gets a boom. I'm giving this an A here. The only reason I'm not giving an A+, well, let's break it down. Kyrou, as much as I love Kyrou, you're going to be getting better players for Kyrou. So you're going to be receiving Panarin, Reinhart, which we just talked about, and Thomas Harley. So Schaefer has that power play 1 on lockdown, and he's doing really well with it. Harley's not on power play 1, so that kind of bodes well for Schaefer. Bratt is an underlying peripheral guy. Like, he actually does throw the body around quite a bit, which surprises me when I look into him because he doesn't seem like the type of player who would hit. But you're going to get Reinhart back, who hits a little bit more. And then on top of that, you're getting Panarin on top. So really, all the way through the trade, you're getting better players. The only asterisk I'll put in this trade is I'd have a hard time giving away Schaefer for Harley just because that power play 1 exposure.
All right. I'm not having a hard time at all. I'm giving this an A+. I think Schaefer and Harley are actually like pretty in line with each other in terms of trade value. I would go either one at the moment. And then looking at Kyrou and Bratt for Panarin and Reinhart, that's just like, oh my God, yes, 100%. Give me Panarin and Reinhart in a second. As much as I was talking yang of Sam Reinhart, this is a league where it helps goals. It has game-winning goals. It has power play goals. It has some extra categories. Sam Reinhart hits and blocks. And yeah, Sam Reinhart doesn't get any assists right now. That's for sure. And he's just scoring the goals on Florida. So A+ for me.
Yeah. Everything that you said, Ryan, literally like copy and paste. Yeah. Yeah, nothing else to say. A plus.
Copyright infringement.
A
A lot of
plus.
that
I'll
going
allow
on
it.
here.
All right. Trade number 8 here. We have another keeper league. It's a points keeper league. Pretty simple points here. Goals are 3, assists are 2, and a power play point is an extra 1. So nothing peripherally here. And it's a keep 3 league based on where they were drafted. So we are giving away Martin Necas, who could be kept with a 7th rounder next year. And we are getting Panarin, who's actually not a keeper, and Sam Reinhart. Look at these guys. Panarin and Reinhart keep popping up. Reinhart could be kept with a 10th rounder next year. And this is submitted by Crypto Wealth. And Brian, how do you like this one?
Yeah, I'm giving this a boom here. I'm coming in with an A. The reason I really like this is taking a look at I guess where you're going to be able to be keeping these guys. So Necas with the 7th or Reinhart with the 10th. Going into next year, let's say Florida is healthy. They got Barkov. Reinhart's going to be doing much better than he is this year. Necas is a great player, but you're going to be getting Panarin and Reinhart in that trade. So, yeah, Panarin's going to help you this year. He won't help you next year. But Reinhart helping you this year, next year, I think that's great, and I'll be making that trade.
Yeah, absolutely. The only reason that I gave it a B plus is because I love Necas so much. But I agree, I would make the trade. But I just think Martin Necas on Colorado is electric. But yeah, it's definitely a trade that you make and you feel good about it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right in the middle of both of you guys. It's just these points, and Necas and Panarin are pretty, I think, in line at the moment in this points league setup. Panarin's not a keeper though, but I think Reinhart in the 10th versus Necas in the 7th are pretty similar value if you're just looking at like next year's value, and then you're getting two studs here for one, and I like it.
Panarin has had 4 assists in this current game that's ongoing against the Lightning. So he is like, he's getting close to like doubling his point production in the past like 3 games.
Wow. Look at that. You should have bought low. You should have listened to us.
I tried.
Brian, I tried.
All right. One more question here. Maxwell Wong says Carter Gauthier for Celebrini / Bedard. I'm trying to stop good centers. 100%. Do that, please. Yes. Get Celebrini or Bedard.
Are you getting both of them?
That's crazy. I want to play in that league. Jeez.
Yeah. Carter Gauthier. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a good time to sell high on Cutter Gauthier. I mean, I think there's a lot of excitement around him, but I think we won't see more than 72 points, I'll say, by the end of the season. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
You say 72 exactly as well, or 71?
69.
Oh, nice.
I say less. I say 65.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right. It's time. You know what it's time for?
Straight talks, straight talks, straight talks, straight talks, straight talks, straight talks.
Yeah. All right. We are taking you to Fantasy Hockey Court again. We're bringing back this little segment. We are going to court, and Brian is charging Robert Thomas. No, my bad. Evan, you're charging Robert Thomas, right? You are prosecuting him. Rob Thomas hired the best lawyer in town, Brian, here to defend him. And I will come in totally unbiased as the judge at the end and give my ruling. Evan, what are you charging Rob Thomas with?
I'm charging him with a noise complaint, and I'm not going to sing like Flake normally does for Rob Thomas, but I'm charging him with a noise complaint. The noise complaint is fantasy managers screaming at their TVs as he's getting no points for them on their fantasy hockey teams. Now, Robert Thomas, as we know, and even if you drafted him for his production, he gets no shots, no blocks, no hits. So in categories leagues, especially, it hurts you. But in points leagues, it should be no problem because Robert Thomas, gets points galore. I think, what did we have? Yahoo predicted, or Fantrax projected him for 96 points this season. Robert Thomas as of this season, has 9 points in 13 games played. He is currently on a 57-point pace in 82 games. Robert Thomas on the season underlines shots 4 per 60 ranked 324th, individual Corsi 4 per 60 ranked 332, individual scoring chances 4 per 60 335th, individual expected goals 4 per 60 ranked 289th. Robert Thomas is not doing the Robert Thomas thing. Now, in his past 5 games, those have improved. He's got 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists, and all of those are kind of in the low 100s. His IPP is at 75 in the past 5 games, but on the season is 50%, when last year he was up at 81. And I think a lot of this has to do with how bad St. Louis is doing as a team, but it is troubling when a player that you draft so high, his ADP was 63 on Fantrax, 72 on Yahoo. I think a lot of people even drafted him higher than that. And some of my leagues got drafted in like the 3rd, the 5th round, like people are really high on Robert Thomas. And so this just goes to show that, that 96 points that Fantrax had him projected for may not be truly where he's at. I do believe in the individual talent of the player, but the question is, when are the points going to come, and are they going to come like they did last year? So yeah, I think, Robert Thomas, he's guilty here, Brian.
All right. Listen, here's the thing. Robert Thomas is an excellent player. Okay. We know the situation in St. Louis is bleak. But if you are pulling up his underlying metrics over the last couple of the games, he is actually running pretty hot. Things aren't going in. I mean, to his standards, that he's running hot. So those are looking good. He is trying out there, but St. Louis is a mess right now because he's not getting points. He's also pacing to have career highs in other categories, like his hits. Monster hits coming from this guy. He's pacing for 19 hits, which would be a career high. So we can't overlook that. Those can come in clutch. But here's the thing. St. Louis has one of the best coaches in the league. If anyone's going to be able to turn around the St. Louis Blues, it's their coach. And we know that the offense runs through Robert Thomas. So sure, he's not clicking now, but he's also, for the past couple of years, been averaging a point per game, or more than a point per game, in and around that. Last year, he was just over a point per game. This year, he's literally cut that in half. I even for the best players outside of Huberdeau, that doesn't happen. So I think he's just bound to rebound. There's too much skill with him. You have other teammates that are starting to click now. You got Dylan Holloway starting to pick it up. Jake Neighbors just got hurt. He was putting the puck in the net. So when the St. Louis Blues get healthy, when the rest of their team starts lifting up their socks and realize, oh, wait, this is a National Hockey League, I need to try a little bit harder, then you're going to see a lot more points coming through Robert Thomas. So a lot of it is also on the rest of his teammates because they got to finish. He has always been the facilitator. He sets them up, puts them on, nice platter for his teams to finish. So he's going to keep doing that. His teammates got to put the puck in the net. And this is why he's not guilty, because he has the talent and he's bound to get some points here.
Oh, excuse me. Can I have quiet in the courtroom? I will not stand for all this in the courtroom, guys. This should be a quiet courtroom. All right, Brian, I'm sorry that everyone in the stands was booing you.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So I have a question for the prosecution. If I were to say that the defendant is guilty, how many points would you sentence him to finish with for the season?
Oh, a guilty verdict for me would be a 65-point season.
No chance.
Brian, if I were to claim that he is innocent, what would be your sentence for points to finish with on the season? He's currently on pace for 57.
Yeah, he's not going to be finishing anywhere near 57. I am going to say that he's going to finish the year with 75 points to 80.
Okay, very different here. It looks like we can't create a settlement, unfortunately. So I will have to provide my verdict here. I will consult with the bailiff. Do judges do that? I don't know if they do that, but I'm doing it. Bailiff, okay, yeah. The bailiff gave me
tell us.
The bailiff let me know his thoughts, and the bailiff just reminded me that have you seen St. Louis's power plays? And if you haven't heard, St. Louis is still doing a split power play. Even when they load up the top one, After the first minute, they get off the ice, and Rob Thomas is at 2 minutes and 45 seconds in average time on ice per game on the power play. Last season, it was 2 minutes and 24. And so those aren't looking good. Rob Thomas, I'm sentencing. Well, before I sentence you, your verdict, you are guilty, Rob Thomas, for this noise complaint. Yeah. Even the noise complaint just got worse for your defense lawyer, and we are sentencing you to 73 points to finish the season, is what I'd say.
Okay.
All right.
I think for Rob Thomas owners, the small hope is that St. Louis does one of these brilliant turnarounds as they've done in years past, and we just need to get a point pace of Robert Thomas out at 96 point pace at some point during the season.
Yeah, maybe
preferably during your fantasy hockey playoffs.
Yeah, maybe it'll come in your fantasy hockey playoffs, and maybe you'll see Rob Thomas as a buy low candidate in February from us. We'll see.
Yeah, I think the one thing too Brian brought up that I will kind of agree with him on is everything does run through Rob Thomas in St. Louis offensively. So that is the one shining light for him.
Yeah. All righty. If you are not in the Discord, like I said, the best Discord in the world for fantasy hockey, as the Toronto Star reported yesterday, join the Discord, get in there, and send us your trades to grade. Send us trade offers. We might be able to help you finish a trade that you are constructing. And please like this video, like this the podcast, rate it, review it, and subscribe to it. It actually helps the podcast more than you think. And provide a comment. There's also the Apples and Ginos Patreon that you should sign up for. Get in there, lots of good stuff. But yeah, that is all that we've got for this episode. Hopefully it brought you some value and helped you get a little bit better at fantasy hockey today. Many thanks to Matt Creamer for supplying the music for the podcast, but also to I guess some extra AI for the Trade Talks extra here. And yeah, go crush your fantasy leagues. Thanks for listening. Yeah.